I'd like to welcome you to the Elmore County Commission work session dated Monday, January 8, 2018. I'd like to call the meeting to order. We'll begin with regular business. A review of the minutes of the December 11, 2017 Commission meeting and any corrections. Anything need to be addressed? All right, we'll proceed with the review of the memorandum of warrants for the period of December 5, 2017 through January 3, 2018. Mr. Byer.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, during that period, the memorandum of warrants, was $3,466,056.02.
Any comments or questions regarding that? We'll proceed to the new business. Discuss referendum election to repeal Limited Self-Governance Act. I will let Commissioner Daughtry address this topic, and then we can have discussion after that. Commissioner.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. In 2014, the Limited Self-Governance Act was passed into law in Elmore County. The vote totals were 6,192 for and 6,009 against, a difference of 183 votes out of approximately 12,000 votes. Almost immediately upon the referendum's passing, many residents began to express their grave concern after learning the real specifics of the act, as the language used on the ballot was somewhat vague and even misleading in the eyes of many voters. Because of the amount of additional powers granted to the County Commission to pass resolutions directly affecting the use and maintaining of privately owned property in the unincorporated areas of Elmore County, many registered voters began to circulate and sign petitions requesting a referendum election to repeal the application of powers previously authorized to the Elmore County Commission under the Alabama Limited Self-Governance Act, or Home Rule, as defined in written publications by the Alabama Association of County Commissioners. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I've always been of the opinion that people move and own property and live in the unincorporated areas of the county for many reasons, one of which is not to be burdened with unnecessary and overreaching government regulations and interference into the private property rights and the private lives of the citizenry. And while neither the previous Commission nor the current Commission has passed resolutions under such act, my concern, and obviously the concern of many registered voters in the county per the 2,600 signatures, over 2,600 signatures of registered voters on the petitions, my concern is what happens in 5 or 10 years down the road when there will likely be new commissioners in place. I would hope that it would never happen, but personally I can see where the almost unlimited powers granted to the Commission under this Act could be used as a political tool, or certainly in a manner which is not intended by the citizens. We already have the civil court process in place, and many of the terms mentioned in the Act are already covered by state or county statutes. For example, the subject of animals. Elmore County already has a dog ordinance which mirrors a state statute that basically says the dog owner is responsible for keeping the dog on his or her property, excluding hunting, and for the actions of such. And I doubt that there's a farmer in Elmore County that doesn't know that he or she is already mandated by state law to keep their livestock in a fenced or enclosed manner. The subject of litter. We already have laws on the books under the state statutes and county statutes regarding such. Abatement of noise. Many municipalities have tried noise ordinances, some with very little success, as the ability to determine certain decibel levels can vary from person to person. There's already a state statute that addresses such. It's called disturbing the peace. Unsanitary sewage. There are already statutes in place that fall under the authority of the county and state health departments regarding such. Weeds. If you live in the country, or for the city for that matter, weeds are a fact of life. I don't think country folks are at the point where they need a county inspector to come out and measure the height of their weeds, nor regulate such. Junk. How would a determination be made as one person's junk is another man's treasure? In closing, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, for the past 152 years, the citizens in the unincorporated areas of Elmore County have done a pretty good job of taking care of their private property. In my opinion, there is no need for the County Commission to have the authority granted by the Limited Self-Governance Act over the private property and lives of the citizens who choose to live in such unincorporated areas of the county, to include the up to $5,000 in fines that can be levied and imposed under the current act. So I personally support the placing of the repeal referendum on the ballot for a vote in the next election. And I would support language on the ballot which specifically states that the act grants powers to the Commission to pass resolution governing the use of and the maintenance of private property in the unincorporated areas of the county. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Daughtry. We appreciate your preparation and your willingness to take on this task of gathering this information and providing that to us as a county commission. The proposed, the consideration that we have tonight before us is specifically the resolution that will put this on the ballot for the citizens of Elmore County to repeal this Limited Self-Governance Act, which was, as Commissioner Daughtry indicated, was put into effect approximately 4 years ago, and now is an opportunity for the citizens of Elmore County to become more familiar with what that exactly entails, as Commissioner Daughtry just shared with us, and give them the opportunity to consider that and cast their vote as they see fit. Are there any comments or questions from any of the commissioners for regarding this topic?
I got one,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman. I voted against the act to start with, but one of my concerns is that it's an open-ended book. I mean, there's nothing that says exactly what the regulations are. So what you're doing is you're voting to give us the authority to enact regulations. Is that not right, Commissioner? But nobody knows what those regulations are. So, you know, we can make regulations to different degrees. And in my personal opinion, if a citizen's going to vote on an act, they need to know what it entails. And that's one of the reasons I voted against it. And I agree with you that we need to put it on the ballot. We need to let the citizens understand what it's all about, because, you know, from commission to commission, they can change the regulations. Is that not right?
That is
Correct.
correct.
So, you know, assuming it passed and we set regulations, that don't mean they're going to be the same 8 years from now or 4
Well,
years from now.
and to answer your question, in my opinion, it boils down to the opinion of 5 people that are sitting up here
Right.
over the property out in the rural areas. And I've been questioned about, you know, what happens when there's a dispute between 2 residents. One guy's not cutting his grass to suit the other one, and that person comes before the county commission for us to do something about it. We already have civil courts when there's disagreements between individuals, and this would be part of the civil process, which it's just repetitive in my opinion. That process is already in place to settle disputes. It's just an open-ended situation in my opinion, the way it's written.
I agree. An example of a junkyard. What is the definition of a junkyard? You know, is it 2 cars or 10 cars or 20 cars, or what is it? So there's a lot of variables, and my personal opinion is that you know, it shouldn't have passed to start with, but that's neither here nor there. So I support your effort to put it on the ballot.
Well, another thing I might add too, we have several municipalities in the county that have city ordinances that cover a lot of this. We have numerous neighborhoods and developments throughout the county that have covenants and restrictions. So people have a choice. You know, if they want further restrictions on property regarding the maintaining of their value of their property, when there's concerns about what their neighbor's doing, they can live in a covenanted neighborhood, or they can live in a municipality that addresses those more strictly than folks that live in the country are. So I I think people already have a choice in where they want to live, and to the degree that they want government, any government entity, making decisions about their private property. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions regarding this? All right. Appreciate that information. We'll proceed now with considering rescheduling the County Commission meeting during County Government Day from Thursday, April 26, 2018 at 9:30 a.m. to Thursday, April 19th, 2018 at 9:30 a.m. This is an annual event for the local high school students, mostly seniors, is my understanding, that come for County Government Day. We've contacted all the schools involved, and they're comfortable with this date change. Thank you. Proceeding now with consideration of reapproving resolution to widen, level, resurface, and traffic stripe Hogan Road from Alabama Highway 143 north 4.4 miles to Alabama Highway 111.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, this is an upcoming MPO project. The resolution for this has exceeded the 3-year limit that ALDOT will allow for a resolution to be on their books, so we just need to reapprove the same resolution so the project can move forward later this year, first part of 2019.
Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Byer? All right, proceeding with items on the consent docket. Authorize Revenue Commissioner to advertise and hire Appraiser 1, which is a vacant position. Authorize Revenue Commissioner to advertise and hire Assessment Clerk, which is also a vacant position. Approve declaration of emergency illness request for Judy Shaw. Approve 16 hours sick leave donation from Shirley Mosley to Judy Shaw. Approve 4 hours sick leave donation from Stephanie Davis to Judy Shaw. Approve 8 hours sick leave donation from Linda Blankenship to Judy Shaw. Approve 24 hours sick leave donation from Lisa Henson to Judy Shaw. Approve 10 hours sick leave donation from Wallace Childers to Cole Cousins. Approve 20 hours sick leave donation from Barbara Self to Cole Cousins. Approve 40 hours sick leave donation from Chris Welch to Cole Cousins. Approve 40 hours sick leave donation from Chris Hancock to Cole Cousins. Approve 40 hours sick leave donation from Mitch Savage to Cole Cousins. Any comments or questions regarding anything there?
Mr. Chairman, does anyone have an update on Miss Judy Shaw or Cole Cousins as to how they are?
I can't speak to Miss Judy Shaw, but I think Cole Cousins is just trying to recover from his surgery. So.
Okay.
Well, I'll just quickly comment that I'm continually impressed with the generosity of our employees and their willingness to support one another in situations like this. Proceeding now with personnel notifications. Notification of military leave for Blake Hicks, Deputy Sheriff, effective 12/29/17. Notification of Margaret Young, Dispatcher, advancing from Tier 1 to Dispatcher Tier 2, effective 12/21/17. Notification of promotion of Nathaniel Tuck from Lieutenant to Captain in jail, effective 12/24/17. Notification of promotion of Michael Wingard from Sergeant to Lieutenant, jail, effective 12/24/17. Notification of promotion of Suzanne Moncrief from Sergeant to Lieutenant in jail, effective 12/24/17. Notification of resignation of Chase Armstrong, Appraiser, effective 1/5/18. Notification of hire of Austin J. Carr, Deputy Sheriff, replace B. Hicks, effective 1/8/18. Notification of promotion of Zachary Davidson from Corrections Officer to Sergeant in jail, effective 1/7/18. Notification of promotion of Aaron Watkins from Corrections Officer to Sergeant in jail, effective 1/7/18. Notification of promotion of Tyrondia Hurd from Corrections Officer to Sergeant in jail, effective 1/7/18. Notification of promotion of Jason Crumpton from Corrections Officer to Sergeant in jail, effective 1/17/18. Notification of resignation of Glenda Shaw, Assessments Clerk, effective 12/29/17. Notification of retirement of Henry Leonard, Equipment Operator 2, effective 1/31/18. Notification of hire of Edward Oliver III, Corrections Officer, replace Jay Potts, effective 12/11/17. Notification of transfer of Jerry Kyle Wall, Deputy to Patrol, effective 1/3/18. notification of transfer, promotion of Eric Bruner to investigator, effective 1/1/18. And I wasn't saying those people were in jail. I was saying they're working in jail. All right, we'll proceed now with reports to the commission. Mr. Byer.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, as a quick update, we are working on finalizing a couple polling sites for the 2018 election. Hope to have those to you hopefully by the next commission meeting, and the first one in February at the latest. We'll be working with our county attorney to do the necessary steps on those. Y'all are aware of, I think Commissioner Daughtry and Commissioner Mercer are aware of the two districts that we're focused on. We've got bids out right now for the sheriff's firing range facility that he had originally budgeted. We are working on getting the ball rolling on the this courthouse roof, and the jail roof rehab projects that were included in the budget as well. Hopefully we'll have those underway to where late spring, early summer we can have those under construction. Been working on the space repurposing plan here for the courthouse. I think I sent several pictures to y'all earlier in the week of repainted offices, recarpeted offices. We're working on the first phase there, which will move several of the probate offices up to the old commission space. If you look out the back, or when you go out Hill Street, you'll see that the railing on the new retaining wall is nearing completion. That should wrap up in the next week or so. And that should get us in a place where we're in pretty good shape, space-wise and facility-wise here at the courthouse, the old courthouse. Mr. Chairman, that's all I have in the way of report. I was asked to be very brief by one commissioner at least down there. So, do y'all have any questions of me?
Thank you. All right, reports from the commission. Commissioner Holt.
That happened to be me, didn't it, Richie? I appreciate every one of you being here tonight under the weather conditions, because the weather is not very good at all, and it's very important that you came out in this inclement weather. But and we appreciate that. Also, I'd like to say that I appreciate what you did, Commissioner, about putting this back on the agenda for us to vote on, to put it on the ballot, and let the citizens understand what they're voting on, and because I think it's a wise thing to do, since it passed by a small majority in the past. The only other thing I'd like to say is Alabama won the first game in the Mercedes-Benz Center, which was against Florida State. And if they win tonight, those will be two record-setting events. So I hope that does happen, and hope everyone goes home and enjoys the game. And thank you for being here.
Commissioner Daughtry.
Thank you, Mr. Mays. I'll be even more brief. Thank you for coming. I want to commend the Elmore County Sheriff's Department the latter part of last week. They responded to a burglary in progress in the very extreme north end of the county, Real Island area. The guy had a camera on his house with a cell phone app, so he could see them actually breaking in his house. When he called 911, the deputies got there very quickly, apprehended the subject's 58-year-old white male from Alex City and a 28-year-old white male from Alex City. And I got an update from the sheriff this afternoon, and he said it looks like they possibly going to be able to clear up about 30 burglaries in 3 counties, Coosa, Elmore, and Tallapoosa. So I certainly want to commend our Sheriff's Department. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Mercer.
Thank you, Chairman. It's good to see everyone here tonight. Please come back next time. The 22nd will be the next meeting. I always enjoy having people come witness their county government in action. Tomorrow is the first day of the legislative session for 2018. Please be aware of what's going on in our State House. What they do affects you, and so please be engaged and know what's happening. That's all I have, Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Reeves.
I just want to say I thank everyone for coming. I wish you a happy new year.
Thank you. I echo our appreciation for you being here today. We do hope that you will look for opportunities that are in your schedule to come to future meetings, and we do publish our agenda typically Thursday afternoon or Friday prior to our meeting, which is held on Monday night. And that information is out and available. It's on our county website, as well as it gets sent to media outlets for their distribution. So if you would like to look ahead at what items are on the agenda, please take the opportunity to do that, and hopefully that will give you some indication as to what we will be talking about. And it may be something of interest to you, or it may be of interest to someone that you know, and you may want to invite them and bring people to come to these meetings. So thank you very much for being here, and we'll turn it over to Kimberly for the important calendar dates.
As Commissioner Mercer mentioned, tomorrow begins the Alabama legislative session. Saturday, January 13th is the next countywide cleanup day from 9 to 1 at the locations listed, noting that the town of Elmore will be the rotating location. Sunday, January 14th is the Martin Luther King Day celebration at St. James Family Worship in Wetumpka at 2. Monday, January 15th, the courthouse will be closed in observance of Honorarium Day for Robert E. Lee and Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthdays. Monday, January 22nd is our next commission meeting at 5 with the business meeting following.
Thank you. We'll reconvene shortly. All right. We welcome you back to the Elmore County Commission business meeting dated Monday, January 8th, 2018. I'll call this meeting to order. We'll begin with an invocation. I'll offer the invocation, following which Commissioner Holt will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Our Heavenly Father, we are grateful for this opportunity to be together this evening. We are grateful for this new year and for the opportunities before us in Elmore County. We are grateful for the citizenry and for the support and sense of service that exists in this county. We are grateful for those who are in attendance this night. We ask Thee to please be with us as we make decisions and as we work together as a county commission alongside the citizens of Elmore County to improve where we live and to be welcoming and to help one another and to provide an atmosphere of love and compassion and support for one another. We ask You to bless those who are struggling with severe weather at this time, that they might be watched over and protected. And this we ask and pray humbly in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Let's please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Kim, we call roll.
Commissioner Holt?
Here.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Here.
Chairman Stubbs?
Here.
Commissioner Mercer?
Here.
Commissioner Reeves?
Here.
All right, we'll proceed with regular business. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the December 11, 2017 commission meeting as presented during the work session?
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the memorandum of warrants for the period of December 5, 2017 through January 3, 2018?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
Proceeding to new business, is there a motion to approve resolution calling for a referendum election to repeal Limited Self-Governance Act?
Motion approved.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve rescheduling the County Commission meeting during County Government Day from Thursday, April 26, 2018 at 9:30 a.m. to Thursday, April 19, 2018 at 9:30 a.m.?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve reapproving the resolution to widen, level, resurface, and traffic stripe Hogan Road from Highway 143 north 4.4 miles to Alabama Highway 111?
I make a motion.
Second.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt?
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry?
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs?
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer?
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves?
Yes.
Is there a motion to approve the consent docket as reads?
I'll make a motion.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt,
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry,
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer.
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves.
Yes.
Personnel notifications, notification of military leave for Blake Hicks, Deputy Sheriff, effective 12/29/17. Notification of Margaret Young, dispatcher, advancing from Tier 1 to dispatcher Tier 2, effective 12/21/17. Notification of promotion of Nathaniel Tuck from lieutenant to captain, effective 12/24/17. Notification of promotion of Michael Wingard from sergeant to lieutenant, effective 12/24/17. Notification of promotion of Suzanne Moncrief from sergeant to lieutenant, effective 12/24/17. Notification of resignation of Chase Armstrong, appraiser, effective 1/5/18. Notification of hire of Austin J. Carr, deputy sheriff, to replace B. Hicks, effective 1/8/18. Notification of promotion of Zachary Davidson from corrections officer to sergeant, effective 1/7/18. Notification of promotion of Aaron Watkins from corrections officer to sergeant, effective 1/7/18. Notification of promotion of Tarandia Hurd from corrections officer to sergeant, effective 1/7/18. Notification of promotion of Jason Crumpton from corrections officer to sergeant, effective 1/17/18. Notification of resignation of Glenda Shaw, assessments clerk, effective 12/29/17. Notification of retirement of Henry Leonard, equipment operator 2, effective 1/31/18. Notification of hire of Edward Oliver III, corrections officer, replace Jay Potts, effective 12/11/17. Notification of transfer of Jerry Kyle Wall, deputy to patrol, effective 1/3/18. Notification of transfer, promotion of Eric Bruner to investigator, effective 1/1/18. Any additional reports to the commission? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Ms. Kim?
Commissioner Holt,
Yes.
Commissioner Daughtry,
Yes.
Chairman Stubbs,
Yes.
Commissioner Mercer.
Yes.
Commissioner Reeves.
Meeting adjourned.